focused.
This is what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
I'm too deep in my own head. I'm going, please, God, don't make me the guy who's walking out of the cinema, scratching my head, while everyone else is like, whoa!
Yeah.
It was so interesting, and it was so obvious once it was explained, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
No.
am I the only one who didn't get it?
But as the film podcast person, like if I went to see it with anyone, someone's going to turn to me and be like, well, what if they don't understand something? They're going to ask me, so I need to know what's happening.
Yeah,
I need
exactly.
to understand it. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 45 of Straight to Series. My name is Connor.
I'm in.
And welcome.
Welcome. We got a sweet episode.
We
coming.
do indeed. We're going to talk about the Mandalorian.
Spoilers ahead, by the way. We're giving you the
warning.
The warning.
We're going to finally do our spoiler talk of the Mandalorian.
It's been out so long. If you haven't seen the Mandalorian, you're not a real person.
Exactly. And
you don't deserve respect.
And it's 4 months until the next season 2 comes out in October.
We hope, because we live in Ireland.
Fingers
Disney.
crossed. Come on, Disney.
Don't screw us.
Don't fuck us now that you have us, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Then we're going to talk about the Snowpiercer TV show.
Snowpiercer series versus Snowpiercer the movie.
What we liked more.
Is it good? Is it bad? Does it hold up? Does it hold its own?
We shall see, and we may throw a bit of Space Force in there. I forgot to write that down.
Oh yeah, we can just lob it in there.
Lob it in. Feed it to the sharks.
It doesn't deserve a full... I'm already spoiling a review.
Spoiling our opinions, but let's
Space Force.
Let's just say we did not finish the series.
That happened.
Yeah.
That happened.
And then some Tenants, the savior of movies.
Tenet, not
Tenant.
Yeah.
Tenet.
The savior of cinema.
A palindrome. Possible savior of cinema. So, we're
going to break down, the pressure that's on that shoulder,
and
that film's shoulders.
Yeah, and we're going to try and figure out what the plot of that movie is.
Yeah. I watched the trailer again, and I'm like, I know less. The second time I watched it.
I've watched both trailers now. My mind is just as boggled after both.
And then, do you know, I watch a clip or two and I go, oh, is it? And then there's
another
next
bit,
clip,
and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Damn you, Nolan!
Damn you!
Got me again. And then we might just hit some movie news at the end. We'll just do a few quick fire.
Throw a few your way. And how are you, Ian? You alright?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
How's quarantine going?
You know, it's
going.
lifting.
It's lifting slowly.
It is, yes.
The Budweiser virus.
Yes, Budweiser virus, yeah.
We can't be monetized or demonetized by the internet Nazis.
Yeah, so Budweiser.
Now we find out that Nazis, you can't say, demonetized.
System. Curse you, Nazis! Anyway, I'm
sorry if we offended any Nazis there.
Yeah, sorry.
These days you can't offend anyone.
No.
You can't offend anyone.
Offend Nazis.
I'm really sorry. Don't tune out.
I remember, those Wolfenstein games? You ever seen them?
No.
They're like big. They're like, all they are is about killing Nazis, basically.
Yeah.
And there was a whole big thing. And when the Nazi got punched in the face, do you remember that? And everyone was like, that dude got punched in the face. And then people were like, oh man, but just because he's a Nazi means you can't punch him in the face, you know? It's so weird.
He punched a whole race in the face. Anyway, moving right along,
yeah.
Budweiser virus,
yeah. So,
we'll jump into the Mandalorian.
Yeah, let's jump into the...
Hey, Mando.
Hey. That's Watto. That was good, actually.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? I was impressed myself.
Yeah,
no more impressions for the entire episode.
Yeah, you need to...
end on the high. Start on the high and end on the high.
I may call upon you to do your Stephen Hawking again at some stage, because that was such a big hit.
Was it a big hit?
Yeah, it was a huge hit. With me, yeah, basically.
That's all that matters.
I'm just going to get you to do it over and over again whenever we see the chance. No, we're going to jump straight in. We're going to jump to hyperspeed.
And this is a Gina Carano appreciation episode.
It certainly is. We've been appreciating her as we were preparing for this episode. You were showing me the behind the scenes, footage
of the Mandalorian.
And then we got sidetracked by Gina Carano.
It will blow your mind.
Yeah, everyone should check out the making. What's it called? It's like the making of, or
it's the Disney Gallery.
The Disney Gallery of the Mandalorian.
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah,
it's Disney Plus not having any other original content to put out, so they're like, our best show. Let's see if we can squeeze any, like, a little bit more content out of it, but it's actually great. But at the same time, you're like, I also want more content, Disney Plus.
Yeah, for a content squeeze, it's pretty high value content.
It is. It's the making of. It's the behind the scenes. It's the DVD bonus footage.
It
like,
is,
you know,
but it's broken up into like 40-minute chunks.
Special features.
Yeah, special features. 6 episodes of like 40 minutes of behind the scenes that's just awesome.
Yeah, it's like the directors, then one episode is like the props. And
yeah, we watched the technology one before this. It was so cool.
It's stupidly good.
We all recommend, the two of us recommend watching it.
We all do.
We all do. All two of us recommend watching it and checking it out.
So what did you think of The Mandalorian?
Yes, yeah, we should do a spoiler review of the whole season. Because did we review it like episode by episode, or did we review the whole thing?
We kind of did. We kind of was like, hey, it's good. I don't think there was spoilers involved.
No.
You know, so...
Yeah.
I rewatched it just because we were doing this
yeah.
episode, and I loved it. I actually really enjoyed it again.
You liked it more the second time as well.
I think I did, yeah. Especially the Bryce Dallas Howard
that was
episode.
That was the one we kind of ragged on the first time. I didn't enjoy it as much, I know.
Is that the third episode?
Fourth. Because
the fourth,
you know the first 3 is like the whole arc of finding the baby and everything.
And that was, they were streamed together. Well, they were screened together, weren't they, in the premiere?
The premiere of the first 2 were screened together for sure. And then... but the first...
Chapter 4, Sanctuary.
Yeah, where he has the weird love interest with the mom character or something.
It gets super idyllic. Even the music takes a few... There's like less testosterone in the music.
Yeah.
Where it's just a lute.
Yeah.
It's you know, but I actually kind of enjoyed it the second... I did enjoy it the second time.
Oh, okay.
Because at the first time, it's just because it's super idyllic and it's a tonal shift. A massive tonal shift where all of a sudden he's on this farm almost. He's in like a tent.
Yeah.
He's in a shed, in a little shack with this woman who's very nice.
Yeah, and it's kind of... I think it was weird the first time because the first 3 is all about like he's ready to commit this massive sin for this baby.
Yes.
And then immediately afterwards he's trying to get rid of it on some sanctuary place.
I know, and
everything.
it's so lovely. Everything's great.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know he's like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's a good guy, though. He's a good guy. He saved the baby. He's a good guy.
He's a good
but at the
guy.
same time, I'm like, I want to see him go to Pound Town on this lady. You know, that way. And then leave her.
And then
then I'm like, no, but he's a good guy. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I kind of want to see it, though.
But then, like... That's,
Hey, Yoda... Turn around.
But at the same time they introduced his love interest, they also give you Gina Carano as Cara Dune, as this badass shock trooper lady, and you're like, now there's some Pound Town I actually want to see.
Let me lick your biceps.
Okay.
Let me lick those biceps.
What is it with licking in you? You
I don't
always
know,
go
man.
to the licking.
I want to do muscle ups on her arms as she flexes, and I just go up on them.
Yeah,
and back
and you go
down.
back down.
And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Are you okay, boy?"
She wasn't even paying attention.
I'm breaking a sweat, and she's just like, "You finished?
You finished, Jeff?
You finished?
Yeah.
How many? Want some of my testosterone?"
Yeah.
That lady just does it for me.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she's great in The Mandalorian.
She's so great.
Yeah,
she's so good.
They don't even give her much to do. She's like, you're a shock trooper. You're basically a rebel badass. Do whatever you want.
I know I'm like so objectifying her, but at the same time, like her physical prowess is so good.
Yeah.
But she's that machine gun.
It looks great.
It's like, oh my god, imagine I was her. No, I was
imagine
the gun.
you were the gun.
I was the gun.
Holding you like
she's
this.
holding me by my trousers, like my belt.
Yeah. She's gonna use you like a battering
and the
ram.
Scruff.
Yeah.
She's just like.
Yeah. Not that there's much scruff left, by the way, with your nice new haircut. Should call attention to it.
It was about goddamn time that I did that.
Yeah, we were.
I got that homeless look about me. It's bad when people go, whoa,
where'd your hair go?
They're shocked.
Yeah. It's like when Mando takes off his helmet in the last episode. It's like, oh, wow. It was Pedro Pascal under there.
All the time.
All the time?
Right?
Nah, if you watch the behind the scenes, there's like footage of just some dude standing there and he's got like the stupid face mask on and everything.
Doesn't look half as handsome.
By the way, you know what I found out? This is kind of a sidetrack, kind of related, but you know in Rick and Morty, right? And they have the Mad Max episode, and the guy takes off his helmet and he has the mustache and everything. That's based on the original look of the guy playing Boba Fett. Google Boba Fett maskless, right? And it's just a guy with a mustache and glasses, and he looks like the least badass guy ever. Boba Fett actor. See if you can get, there's like behind the scenes image, and he has the entire
like the outfit on.
He has the outfit on and everything, but he's just like.
Is this it?
Yeah, there it is. Do you see him?
Am I going to the middle, the white guy?
No, the one to the left.
Is that James Cameron, by the way?
James Cameron wishes.
So I'm going to the left with the hand up?
Yeah, with the hand up. Look at him.
Ah, God.
That's Boba Fett.
He's going to be in season 2.
Yeah, hey. We're getting there.
Come on. My dad was Boba Fett. And he works in IT.
It's so stupid looking.
Like, that dude works in IT.
That's the guy.
That dude, right, is like...
Yeah.
You know, you're working like a paper company. I'm just thinking of Thunder Mifflin.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy is at the water cooler and he's like, I played Boba Fett.
All right, Steve, go back to work.
Yeah. Fix my computer, for goddamn.
Fix my computer, for fuck's sake. You've been doing.
There's a virus on it.
Yeah.
There's no way you would believe that guy.
No way. You push him over and he just falls on the ground immediately.
No, I was Boba Fett.
He's the one you believe gets killed in the last one because Han Solo accidentally knocks his jetpack. Whoa! And he goes into the Sarlacc pit.
And you're like, what was that guy's name?
Bubba?
Did he have a
Boba Fupp?
Boba Fupp.
Boba Fupp?
Boba Foop.
Yeah. Bubbly Fupp. That's what he looks. He's got the fupa and everything.
My God.
Yeah. So anyway, in Rick and Morty, when they do the thing with the
he's
guy,
got no neck. He's just
gonna. He's got the
continues.
George Lucas fupa before George Lucas.
Is it his nephew or some shit like that?
Must be. But so in Rick and Morty, when the guy takes off his helmet, and Summer's like, "I didn't expect you to have a mustache," you know.
Yeah.
That's what they're making fun of there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that kind of ruined everything.
Doesn't it?
That's like, imagine RoboCop looked like that, you know?
I know, yeah.
Instead of Peter Weller.
But I mean, there was so much of that was kind of similar. Like, you hear Darth Vader, you hear the guy giving the lines, you're part of the Rebel Alliance.
That broke Star Wars for me. When you showed me that, I was like, I can't unsee that.
There's a lot of great, funny Star Wars behind the scenes stuff.
Like when Chewbacca, when you actually hear the dialogue, it's just so strange to hear it.
Oh man, Han, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, we gotta go there, Han.
Yeah, and then
so strange. That ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Make me coffee. Like, look at that dude.
This is great. I'm glad you've never seen this before. I only thought of doing this right now. Good old Boba Fett, the greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy,
and he is making a return.
He is allegedly.
So that beast had
Sarlacc
must not have chewed him.
Well, the Sarlacc digests you over 1,000 years, which is what Jabba says to them. So Boba has 1,000 years to get out of there, basically. But
that guy's got 5 years left in him, right there.
That guy's the Jerry of the Mandalorian universe. If you want a Rick and Morty,
he'll bait you into doing something. You're like, okay,
he baited the Sarlacc into letting him go. Yeah. please,
just to shut up his whining, like.
Yeah.
But
Boba Fett is allegedly coming back in the next season because Tamoy Morrison, I believe that's the actor's name, he's the guy who does Jango Fett, and Boba is a clone of Jango Fett in the prequels. Yeah, Boba is a clone of Jango Fett.
He is there, right?
That's him. So therefore, he is now cast in the Mandalorian season 2. So
that's excellent, by the way.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, so he's cast. He's coming back. That's super cool.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool people involved in season 2.
There is, but in fairness, now he's not just playing one character. So people think he's going to come back as Captain Rex, who is a famous Dave Filoni character from the Clone Wars. He's still alive by the end of Return of the Jedi. So people think he's going to be playing him as well. And they also think he's going to be playing him because Ahsoka Tano is coming into it, who works with Rex. Rio Dawson. Yeah, who's a great choice to play her, by the way.
If anybody wondered who has better knowledge of Star Wars, maybe it's the guy who's been talking for 10 minutes.
It's me!
While I listen.
But you have a Star Wars shirt on.
I do have a Star Wars shirt on.
Gotta get that out there. I have a Gorillaz t-shirt on, which is not Star Wars related, but, still cool.
Still very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But, so he's going to come back, and he said he's playing more than one character, so people think it's going to be Captain Rex and Boba Fett.
Isn't it weird that all this information's coming out during the post-production of it?
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's like, oh, guess what? Timothy Olyphant has been cast in The Mandalorian. Well, it's already filmed. It's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So isn't it so strange that they kept that a secret? And it worked. Like, they actually kept it a real secret.
Yeah. Hey, guess what?
Just like a Baby Yoda.
Yeah, just like Baby Yoda. They're just good at keeping secrets.
Keep that secret.
Yeah.
How did he keep that secret? Everyone was culled after they made those episodes. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, the only living people after that.
Yeah, they just took them to the airlock and just look at the daisies down there and then shot him in the back of the head.
Humane way.
Michael Biehn is playing a bounty hunter from the Mando's past, apparently.
Or Kyle Reese, as some people might know.
Or Hicks from Alien, as other people might know. Or
Sci-Fi Hunk.
Yeah, Sci-Fi Hunk. Every woman's sci-fi dream, basically. Yeah. If a badass woman needs a love interest, throw Michael Biehn in there, baby.
Because he just looks at your photo and goes, I love her.
I love her. He talks like a resistance fighter, you know?
Also, his sperm is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Your resistance hero, the hero of humanity comes from that.
You put him with a woman who's already a badass and they just make just the greatest child ever, apparently.
I'm pretty sure it was The Rock.
Yeah, pretty sure.
The parents of The Rock.
And he's also in The Rock. Related.
Oh my god, it's all connected.
We both
The Beanverse.
The Beanverse. We both recently watched The Rock, the movie. Man, that movie. The Michael Bay just orgasm fest, basically.
Nicolas Cage. Be Nicolas Cage for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's got a
Could you be a little bit less Nicolas Cage?
No, I don't think so. I think I need to be up here all the time. Yeah.
I will not try do an impression.
I love the Beatles.
Can you stop being an asshole for a second?
Why would I stop being an asshole? He's like a deadbeat dad in that movie as well. It's such a weird plot line.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Slash prison escapist, like a mastermind.
The Rock. On a quick sidetrack, The Rock is such a weird movie because it's got super serious villain plot. Like where the villain
Ed Harris is
awesome.
Not phoning it in at all, and it's a Michael Bay movie, so you could.
Every actor in that who is like is pumped up to 11 whenever they're talking to someone else.
They're doing serious work.
Yeah, there's some serious acting going on there. Yeah. But it's typical Michael Bay where it's all about the military. It's just sucking the cock of the military. Everything. Michael Bay's
and it plays like a music video, like all of his movies.
Yeah, it's like Michael Bay's answer is like, I wonder what the military's doing right now, you know? In every single movie. In the Transformers movie, there's a military plot line. Like, he's always like, I wonder what the military's up to right now.
Could they be 3D? Could they be three-dimensional characters? Nah, who wants that? It's cinema.
The villains are going to be three-dimensional.
It's not the theater. What? I'm not gay. Okay, Michael.
The villains are going to be the real three-dimensional characters.
You call me gay?
You call me gay? You call me Michael Bay gay?
Picture this. Megan Fox.
Washing a car. And I get to film it.
And this she's going to be sexually harassed by a camera. That's like, anyway, The Mandalorian, hey?
The Mandalorian, back
Gina
to it.
Carano, hey?
We went from reviewing The Mandalorian to what's coming in season 2 to The Rock, and now we're going back to
The Mandalorian.
Back to The Mandalorian. Yeah, but I mean, we might as well round off who else is going to be in season 2. So we mentioned Michael Biehn is going to be a bounty hunter from the Mando's past. Timothy Olyphant probably playing some badass.
He could be the Mandalorian.
He could be
the Mandalorian's twin brother, maybe.
I wonder if they're going to do a thing where like he's almost like pitted against him in some way.
I don't know what I want to see with Timothy Olyphant.
You know, some people are saying he might be Boba Fett. Some people are saying that after the Sarlacc, Boba Fett got face changed and everything. Yeah. And Timothy Olyphant is going to be playing him.
There's no cooler human being in the entire human race. So to
put in a space western.
Timothy Olyphant, how's he not in it already?
He's mastered the normal western. Now he's going to master the space western.
Hell yeah.
But also, actually, people think Boba Fett was actually in The Mandalorian season 1.
Yeah, with the
noise,
sound of the walking.
So I believe it's episode 5, that the one that's set on Tatooine, and there's that kid who's like the wannabe Han Solo. He's even copying how Han Solo sits, and they go after, is it
the gunslinger?
Yeah, the gunslinger is what it's called.
Chapter 5. Yeah, you're right.
And they go after Michelle.
It's not Michelle Yeoh. It's damn it! I know.
Ming-Na Wen. That's it.
Ming-Na Wen.
Yeah,
yes.
And she was a badass Jabba's assassin.
And if you don't know who we're talking about, she's also on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's the cavalry.
Cavalry. Yeah.
What's her name in it? I can't remember. But
I don't know.
The cavalry.
That show is just like water to me.
But basically,
no flavor.
A mysterious figure approaches her body at the end, and the noise he makes is the noise that Boba Fett's boots make when he walks, and everyone's like, oh,
which sounds like Clint Eastwood walking into a bar,
basically,
in an old western.
People thought it might be Giancarlo Esposito's character of Moff Gideon, but he there was no link to that when he actually showed up in the season.
It would make no sense.
Also, she was an assassin for Jabba, which means that they could have history Boba Fett and her. So I think it'd be cool if they do a misdirect and you expect it to be Tamoy Morrison and it's actually Timothy Olyphant under the helmet.
I need to see Timothy Olyphant in this though.
Yeah, you want to see his face.
Like, you're taking Pedro Pascal's amazing mustache from me. You don't take Timothy Olyphant from me too.
You're telling me you don't want to hear Timothy Olyphant's voice come out of a helmet at some stage?
I do. I'm conflicted here.
How good would it be if Boba Fett says nothing and you're expecting it to be Tamoy Morrison and all of a sudden the dulcet tones of Timothy Olyphant come out of that helmet, baby?
Picture Gina Carano and Timothy Olyphant just making babies.
Just going at it.
What a badass that would come out of that union.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a Carl Reese and a Sarah Connor right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the human embodiment of Carl Reese and Sarah Connor in real life. But
in real life, you mean in a sci-fi TV series?
In a sci-fi TV series.
But in real life. Because the Mandalorian's real.
Mandalorian is real. Dave Filoni directed the Gunslinger episode.
Real in here. And he also...
It is the way.
He wrote it as well.
He wrote it, yeah.
And he was kind of like the... Would you say the
Kevin
second
Feige
hand to Jon Favreau?
I think the two of them are like double team and everything, where they're like, Jon Favreau's like,
including Gina Carano. I'm sorry.
We're just trying to make everyone have sex with Gina Carano. Is she going out with anyone? I'm surprised they didn't ask that earlier.
We'll check it out.
We'll figure it out later.
Let's not go down.
Let's not go too far down that, because God knows
we will find our way out.
Yeah, God knows we've only just touched on how much we like Gina Carano.
I forgot to hit the old timer.
The timer. Because
I was going to say it would be like an hour and a half going, okay, now we're finished with Gina Carano. Back to the Mandalorian.
This is the Carano cast today.
The Carano cast. Yeah. Oh my God.
I imagine the title of this to be some variation on that. But in episode 5, someone approaches the body and people think it's Boba Fett, and then... So
makes sense.
There's talks of Timothy Olyphant being them, but there's no confirmation. Tamoy Morrison is there.
Yeah.
He played Jango Fett. It tracks that he would be playing either any clone from the Clone Wars in the future. He would get to play them. And also, he could play Boba Fett if they wanted as well. So, it'd be interesting. They could do something cool where, if the Mandalorian meets Rex first, and then later he encounters Boba Fett and he recognizes the voice and he's like, oh, Rex, and then that's how Boba Fett leads him into a trap,
Interesting.
Also, the guy who played young Boba Fett, I don't know the actor's name, we might have to, can you look it up there just Google young Boba Fett actor. He does all the voice work for Boba Fett in the Clone Wars as well. He still voices...
That young actor?
The young actor, he still plays Boba Fett whenever he's young. So people are also saying maybe he could play him in the future.
Okay.
And then...
It's so the Dave Filoni show, isn't it? Season 2 seems like he's just getting in there.
Daniel Logan, that's him, yeah. He's
33 now.
Yeah, he's super old now. There's him in the Boba Fett stuff. Super old. 33, super old, yeah. Sorry about that. There's him at Ray Park.
He aged well.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. But
actually looked worse as a kid.
Yeah, he does actually. But in the Clone Wars, he still does the voice for Boba Fett and everything. There's him in the outfit there.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, he could totally pull that off
he
as
could.
well.
And people are saying that since Boba Fett was raised as a son, even though he is a clone, maybe he could look different.
Maybe.
Even though George Lucas went back and made him sound like Tamoy Morrison, so...
Oh, get your hands off
Get
Star
off,
Wars, George.
It's so funny watching the behind the scenes whenever they bring up George Lucas, because Amy Hennig is sitting there and she's like, gotta talk him up. Yeah, so is that everything we know about? Oh, Simon Pegg wants to play Dengar at some stage.
You love this information.
This is great. So
like third or fourth time you said it to me.
Dengar is like the biggest joke of all the bounty hunters. Like when you see them, like he's in Empire Strikes Back when Vader assembles all the bounty hunters, and then it's like badass lizard man, Bosk, and then there's Boba Fett looking cool in his armor. Then there's the IG unit, and then there's Dengar.
Does it have like 2 A's? It just sounds like it has 2 A's.
No, it's a 1A. It's a 1A. He's just a man wrapped in bandages. He looks so lame.
Well,
But-
hey, he was in The Force Awakens. Simon Pegg was, so like,
Simon Pegg, yeah.
just throw him in there, lob him in there.
And Simon Pegg voices him in all the video games and in the Clone Wars cartoon.
So there's a real serious
Yeah.
thread there.
So he wants to show up as Dengar in the TV series, which I think would be great.
It'd be so fun if it's just
Yeah.
not addressed. It's just he's there and he's gone.
Yeah.
We should talk about the directors of season 2.
Yeah, we should.
Because there's one big one that stands out. It's Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, baby.
Carl Weathers directed an episode of season 2.
You put Carl Weathers, put the Mandalorian in, baby. You got a stew going.
Stew going. You got a spicy stew.
You got a
with that.
spicy stew going.
Peyton Reed, director from Ant-Man. From Ant-Man fame, he directed an episode 2. Robert Rodriguez, the guy who made us those excellent Spy Kids movies.
Hell yeah, baby. Sorry.
and
Those
that
movies are actually excellent. How dare you? I love those movies.
Okay, well, moving right along. He made Sin City, okay? He made Sin City.
Yeah, that's true.
John Favreau finally directed an episode. He's been like this bona fide showrunner, writing up the episodes and overseeing them.
He's stepping down. He's coming in.
Now he's directed one.
He's going to put his hands at work.
Yeah, Dave Filoni's got another episode as well, so it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's a good good set of people there.
We should shout
behind
out,
the cameras.
We should shout out all the directors for the first one as well. So we had them all up there.
Deborah Cho,
who was the one who shone the most, I would say.
Because I didn't know who she was, and then I was like, oh my god, these episodes are great.
Yeah, she directed like a lot.
Was it the third episode?
The third episode of the
has the massive shootout. Yeah, The Sin.
Yeah,
Deborah Cho. Bryce Dallas Howard, who's Ron Howard's beautiful daughter. From Jurassic Park fame.
Yeah, Jurassic World fame.
Jurassic World fame,
If she still looked like this after being in Jurassic Park, that woman would be ageless, you know? Then there's Rick Fami.
Yeah, go on. I don't know. Ricky Boy.
Rick Famuyiwa. His name is going to come up on screen right now. Rick that, okay?
He also directed Dope.
Yeah, that movie's meant to be really good.
Yeah, I watched it. It's really cool.
He's a cool guy. Then there's Dave Filoni directed one.
And then Taika Waititi.
Coming up the rear, baby.
Hell yeah.
Who directed the first episode as well?
The first is... No, he didn't. I think it could be Dave Filoni.
Was it Dave Filoni?
It's Dave Filoni.
So Dave got 2, Deborah Cho got 2, Rick got 2, and Taika did 1.
And Bryce Dallas Howard
did 1 as
well.
well.
Is it Bryce Dallas Howard? Or Bryce, whatever.
It's, dealer's choice.
Yeah. Mrs. Howard.
Mrs. Howard, yeah. Mrs. D. Howard.
The redhead bombshell.
Yeah, she really is.
So, great directors. Deborah Chow, I was like, who is this?
Yeah, and because all her episodes are so good. She did the episode 7, is it as well? Episode 3 and episode 7.
The Reckoning. What
Boom.
a name.
That's a good episode.
That's a great episode. She directed 2 bangers.
2 bangers of an episode.
Probably my favorite of if I was going to pick like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Of a director. Yeah. I think they're great. I really do. The last episode's really good though with Taika.
Yeah, it's such a like.
It's like the longest episode as well. Well, it's
like
the
40
last episode.
Something minutes.
Like 48. I do enjoy how this has no restrictions.
Yeah.
Where we'll get to other shows like Space Force, where I'm like, that 21-minute sitcom kind of restriction is nice, but when it comes to streaming, they just like.
You're telling me Space Force isn't 2.5 hours long every episode? Because my God, the first one
felt like that way.
Yeah, no, sorry, I interrupted you. Some of those restrictions are necessary in shows.
Where with this, it's kind of great that you kind of get one that's less than 30 minutes long, and then you get ones that are over 40 minutes long.
Even though I will say, when we watch it, if there's a short episode, we do complain, where it's like, oh man,
I want more.
I wanted more,
That's exactly what you should be saying about every episode of Space Force.
Exactly, but it's not. Bill Burr says he's coming back for season 2.
Yes.
He was in a great episode 6.
I love that. That's the worst reviewed episode of the whole series.
I love that episode.
And I think why is because tonally is very different.
Yeah.
It's a heist episode.
Yeah.
And they really lean into the heist element. And I've even listened to Jon Favreau talk about it, because Ricky Boy, and I'm sorry I can't pronounce your second name, but he also wrote on the episode. And they really embraced the whole idea of a heist episode. And then watching it back, the music as well has this heist element to it. So they embraced every element of a heist movie and threw it in there. So tonally, it's quite different, but I really enjoyed that episode. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Now I'm a Bill Burr
Me too.
fan.
I think Bill Burr kills it in that episode.
He does, and he's so Bill Burr as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it kind of blurs the lines where you're like, it's Bill Burr, but it's Bill Burr in a sci-fi show and he's acting.
And also, he's not a Star Wars fan as well, which makes me like it even more.
But I do like how they were like, let's use his own personality in this. Because he's just, what's he doing? He's just giving the guy shit. He's giving Mando shit the whole entire episode. He just won't lay off him.
Yeah.
He's like the high school bully through the whole episode.
It's awesome. And he just has an endless supply of guns.
And that automated gun on his back is so cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It reminds me of Johnny Knoxville, has the little head in Men in Black 2.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was Johnny Knoxville until like years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you see an actor, for example, you watched Demolition Man recently. You didn't know who Dennis Leary was in it.
Yeah.
Until you came back.
And then you watch it back and you're like, that's Dennis Leary. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
I remember watching Men in Black and I was like, oh yeah, I like her sidekick guy. And then years later now I go, oh, Johnny Knoxville.
It was Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I loved everything about The Mandalorian. I have a story for you about Dave Filoni getting the job.
Tell me about it.
How he started with Star Wars, I just love this story. And I was like, oh, if Connor doesn't know this, he'd appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So he was working on that show, is it The Last Airbender for Nickelodeon?
Avatar The Last Airbender,
Avatar The Last Airbender. So he was working on that. Mostly animation, like he wasn't really directing. I think he did direct 1 or 2 episodes. But either way, he was so psyched. He was a huge Star Wars fan, obviously still is. Mm-hmm. And Revenge of the Sith was coming out. And he just wouldn't shut up about it. He was just like burning the ears off everyone.
Really?
And he talks about the SpongeBob guys. And he says this as if it's like a normal thing. The SpongeBob guys were hazing him because he just wouldn't shut up about Star Wars. And they're like, oh my God, this guy. And he said one day, this woman rings him from Lucas Animation, which... because he's a huge Star Wars fan, he knew it didn't exist.
Yeah.
And she's like, we want you to maybe work on this show. I want you to come in and bring your portfolio, all his art, because he was a great drawer and all like that. I want you to come in and meet with George Lucas. And he's like, did SpongeBob guys put you up to this? It's the SpongeBob guys. He's like, fucking with me, right? And she's like, no. And because he knew that Lucas Animation didn't exist yet, because this was a new thing, that he nearly lost a job because he was being snarky with this woman on the phone, thinking it was the SpongeBob guys. I just love how the SpongeBob guys are the bullies.
The jocks.
Are the jocks of the Nickelodeon studio.
But when you think about it, it makes sense. SpongeBob is like the biggest Nickelodeon show.
Yeah, and they're just like coming in with their sports jackets on.
Yeah, they've got the Letterman jackets on. They're like pushing stuff over and everything. Drop something, nerd, slamming it out of someone's hand and everything.
Hitting his face off the locker.
Yeah.
And he nearly lost a job because he thought it was the SpongeBob guys hazing him. And in the end, it wasn't. And he met with George Lucas and got the job.
He's considered like to be George Lucas's protege. Like if you want lore stuff, you go to Dave or you go to George, basically. But like Dave Filoni, yeah, he's a cool guy, and a lot
like
of
the passing of the torch,
basically. Yeah, and a lot of like, as long as he doesn't shit in the movies, which if he doesn't shit in the movies, he's allowed to do whatever he wants in the TV shows. And I would argue that most of what he's made is like the real good Star Wars content that I thoroughly enjoy, you know?
He even talks about having the meeting with George Lucas and afterwards saying, you know, in his head he was just saying, like, I didn't get the job, but I have such a great story. Like, I met with George Lucas, you know? He was that sort of fanboy that it's just beautiful to hear him talk about that. And then he gets the job and he's like, what?
Yeah. It's
get a picture of that guy without a Star Wars t-shirt on. It's difficult.
It is difficult. You can get one just about without a cowboy hat on.
Just about, yeah.
But
that was like pre-production meetings where you didn't know the camera was there.
We were talking about this before, and we think that's how him and Robert Rodriguez met. They shop in the same cowboy hat place.
Definitely.
Like, are you the Sin City guy?
Spy Kids guy.
Oh, Spy Kids guy. And he was like, oh, you're the what is it, the Clone Wars movie guy? And he's like, oh yeah. Super passive aggressive, but then it's like, do you want to direct the Mandalorian? He was like, yes please. Become
broskies.
Yeah. I wonder what that episode is going to entail.
I'm really looking forward to it. Oh shit! Yeah. Yes.
Are we gonna get a Twi'lek stripper scene played by Salma Hayek?
Is Machete gonna be in it?
Oh,
he's gotta be in the bar. He's gotta be in it. Yeah, Machete's got the dick laser.
We gotta find a way to get
Dick Saber.
Dick Saber. Ooh, that could be his character's name. who's the guy who plays him? Oh man, Danny Trejo. We got to get Danny Trejo in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Oh, at home. I can't.
He does not sound like that. Yeah.
He says the word Holmes though.
He does. He says, "Oh, hey Holmes." You know, Machete.
There we go.
Hey Holmes. Machete is the same. Machete in Spy Kids is the same Machete from the movies, which makes
totally exactly the same.
Totally the movies
exactly the same.
Sync up. You can watch one, watch the other.
So I'm going to show all my kids. Yeah, that's how to go, right?
You go Spy Kids, and then you show them Machete, and you're like, "Hey, remember that fun uncle in it? This is the other thing he's in."
And also, Sylvester Stallone was in Spy Kids 3D. I just love that.
George Clooney is in the first Spy Kids. There are so many actors in Spy Kids. It's insane. But yeah. I mean, The Mandalorian was great. We loved everything.
It's so good. It was so good that the Golden Globes had to change the eligibility.
You were only telling me about this before we started.
Because they were afraid that it was so popular that Pedro Pascal would get nominated. And we know now that Pedro Pascal sadly wasn't always in the costume.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, if I was him...
Who's the famous actor's grandson that was in it? Not James Dean. It's...
I can't remember.
Famous old-time actor.
Not
Clint Eastwood.
John Wayne.
No. John Wayne. It is John Wayne.
Is it John Wayne?
Yeah, John Wayne's grandson played the Mandalorian in a few different episodes. And famously, Bryce Dallas Howard never even worked with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, that was the story that came out.
Anyway.
No.
Which broke my heart in pieces. I was like, what?
Why?
I felt like the mustache energy was a bit off in that episode.
Yeah, you thought so.
Now we know.
Now we know why. Now it wasn't really our cool space cowboy. Look at that. Look, hang on. Scroll. Just if you scroll down, season 2, Michael Biehn as a bounty hunter.
That's all. That's all you need to know.
Tamoy Morrison as Boba Fett. A notorious bounty hunter.
Yeah, this is going off Wikipedia as well. So, you could have wrote this yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. I could have died. Katie Sackhoff. Forgot to say, Katie Sackhoff is Bo-Katan Kryze. She is also a character in Clone Wars and Rebels. She's a Mandalorian leader. And I think she's related to the former Mandalorian royalty in it, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think.
See, this is actually Wikipedia. So I could go in and edit Timothy Oliphant to have... what was this?
Timothy Oliphant as Cobb Vanth, a former slave who acquired Boba Fett's Mandalorian armor. So we are going to hear Timothy Oliphant's voice coming through.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
The sexual energy in that room.
The character was previously featured in Star Wars Aftermath trilogy of novels. Interesting.
Tickle your fancy?
That tickles my fancy. That tickles my... Apparently in those...
My fancy is so tickled right now.
It's so tickled. Apparently those... that book... I think the scene is that some guy came across a dead Sarlacc and the armor was scattered all around it, basically. So, that's pretty cool. Cobb Vanth. Okay.
If Timothy Oliphant is in the same room with Pedro Pascal and Gina Carano, holy shit, the sexual tension,
the badass energy,
you could build a building with that structural really integrity,
and I love that. I just that's cool. Wow, I didn't even know that. I wonder is Tamoy Morrison, Tamoy, I don't know. Morrison. Tomorrow never dies.
Tamoyra never dies.
Tomorrow never dies. Yeah, clearly, actually, if he is Boba Fett, he never dies.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I wonder how accurate Wikipedia would be about this. Probably not very accurate, but we'll see.
And what I was trying to say is that the Golden Globes had to change. They were so afraid that it was so popular. They were afraid that Pedro Pascal would get nominated for Best Actor in a TV series.
And he's barely in it.
And it's just voice alone. So now a voice role cannot be nominated.
Yeah.
In a category.
If I was Pedro Pascal, though, I would be in that armor as much as possible. Like whatever my schedule is.
But see, you always put your own fandom onto these actors.
That's true.
You know when you see an actor and they're doing an interview and they really don't care that much. I even get it with Robert Pattinson a bit with Batman, where I'm like, I know he cares, but not as much as what like nerds and geeks and certain actors as well. Like look at Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
In The Witcher.
Yeah.
He loves it. He embraces every moment of it. That's literally a fan playing that character.
Totally.
That's usually not how it goes.
No.
And especially with comic book characters, people get so pissed off when someone's like, yeah, I'm playing Batman, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just another role.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not. Not to me,
Not
man.
to me. Yeah.
Wrestling's real.
Always comes back to wrestling. Wrestling being real.
Wrestling.
Much like The Mandalorian, wrestling is real and non-fictional.
And I implore people to watch the behind the scenes. It blew my mind.
I'm going to watch it now.
The Volume is the name of the sound stage that they specifically created for this TV series.
What's the thing that Jon Favreau keeps talking about? The really important part?
Interactive light.
Interactive light.
Which I didn't write down. I'm so glad I remembered, because he explains that that's why CGI usually doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's interactive light with a CGI character.
Wait till you see the
shadows.
Stage. Yeah, it's so cool.
The sound stage. It's just it's called The Volume. Straight away, I'm like, that's cool as fuck. Like, that's so cool.
The outside of it looks like the suit from The Invisible Man.
It does, and it's kind of using the same concept of like hundreds, it's actually thousands of LED screens.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And they create a digital environment, and it's all from real environments, by the way.
Yeah.
So they actually had location scouts going out to like deserts and all, taking tons of pictures.
They use the Unreal 4 engine from that most video games use.
So it's gaming technology.
Yeah.
They create this virtual set, and then they just put it onto the screens, and then you're in it, and it's so strange, and it will fuck with your equilibrium.
Yeah.
I almost get seasickness watching it. I can only imagine what the actors are like, because it's all dictated by the camera.
Yeah. When you see it, it's tough to tell, like
parallax. That's what describes it, where the camera
follows
your perspective is from the camera.
Yeah, everything moves with the perspective of the camera as opposed to the perspective of the individual actors.
I always think of it as in, technically this camera could look around the corner of this digital environment, but the actor doesn't mean the actor can see around that corner technically. You know, like if the character doesn't move but the camera does, the background moves in relation to the camera, which looks feckin' weird from behind the scenes footage.
It really does.
I can only imagine how your logic and your equilibrium must fight at first, you know, like that. Isn't that what seasickness technically is?
Yeah, totally.
Where your mind can't really make up what's going on.
Yeah, and
so fights with itself.
Yeah, and it leads to basically just
Pedro Pascal just getting sick in that helmet.
The one time he's on set, that's why he's never on again.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do it, guys.
Can't do it, guys. My equilibrium's fucked.
He puked all over that helmet.
Yeah, he did. We all did.
People should check out that footage. It's so cool. I love the idea of them using gaming technology.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it's really cool. And they can just load up then the set. Like, you've just got a portable set. Well, it's not portable, actually. But it's just like instant set.
Hey, could you load up the Mandalorian spaceship, the Raven Crest? Yeah, no problem, bro. I'll just load that up there.
So Dave Filoni, who's an executive producer, and kind of like... I feel like he's a mini showrunner, you know.
He's like the Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but Jon Favreau is the showrunner. Yeah. And Jon Favreau is the Kevin Feige of this. Like, he created it, you know, and he developed it. But then he got Dave Filoni in, because, of course, you get Dave Filoni in.
You got Dave Filoni in for a Star Wars thing. Of course you do.
So Dave Filoni was, like, picking up the slack. If they needed a second unit director just to, like, do little small pickup shots, he's like, hey, load this background.
Yeah.
As long as we don't need the floor, because the floor is real. You know, they put in fake sand and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, episode 3 needs a pickup shot. Or just load this up. Boom.
We'll get rid.
John Wayne's grandson.
Get him in the outfit. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Oh.
It's going to change the world of television. Surely it has to change the world of sci-fi television.
At least, yeah.
It makes everything so accessible. And they're saying it's not as expensive as it used to be to make a soundstage like this, because the LED screens are not as expensive anymore.
They're also happy about how they've done it, but then Jon Favreau's always like, everyone's going to start doing it this way now.
You know, when I watched the behind the scenes episode that's on Disney Plus, I went, an alien television show. It's so doable then.
Yeah.
It's so doable.
With this.
I know, like, I'm sure there's loads of people like, no, don't fuck with Alien, but hey, Ridley Scott has raped that franchise.
Strong terminology, Ian, but I agree. He really
I didn't
has.
mean to use Ridley Scott's name. I know
take it in vain. Yeah. This 80-year-old just keeps coming back and pounding the corpse of Alien, basically.
Well, hey, George Lucas has done the same thing.
I mean, yeah, he did the same thing, kind of. But that's just Disney. Hands off my Star Wars. But so that's our Mandalorian spewing of everything we love about this. Is there anything else we need to say?
Just that the music is too good. It's
Ludwig
Göransson.
Yeah. I just listened to it's on my workout playlist, the Mandalorian theme. Yeah.
Do you know what else he has worked on? There's something that will blow your mind.
Blow my mind.
And it's actual, like, popular music.
Okay.
He is the main collaborator for Childish Gambino.
No.
It's him and Donald Glover.
Oh,
Found this out today.
Holy
and my
shit.
boner shot through the roof. I was like, he's so cool. He's so goddamn cool. He's the main collaborator. He's like the co-writer and main producer of all the albums.
Do you think Jon Favreau met him when they were doing Lion King together? And
It's all connected.
It's all connected,
It's all
baby.
connected.
It's all connected.
How cool is that composer? He also did Black Panther. And it's one of the coolest MCU compositions.
That's a cool album.
Yeah.
That
Or soundtrack. Or
soundtrack, yeah.
Score.
Yeah. The
Soundtrack's usually just like the normal music in it. But either way, what a guy. Once I seen that connection to Donald Glover, I was like,
he must be a cool guy.
How do I love this guy even more?
Yeah. Put him with Donald Glover. That's how you do. I mean, by the way, Donald Glover's son is called Legend Glover. That's one of his son's names.
What a high standard.
What a high standard set for a child.
Well, you know, your dad's like an amazing songwriter. He happens to be great at stand-up. And he wrote, directed, and starred in his own show. Atlanta is one of the best television shows on earth. And also, he's pretty good dramatic actor as well.
Yeah, so he's kind of has everything going for him.
And your name is Legend.
Legend Glover, yeah.
So you better not work at the dump. Like, you better not.
But if that's your dream, you're going to be the best jump person ever.
There's going to be a movie about you.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. Anyway, is there anything more? The Mandalorian, I mean, everything about it, like the props, the set, all the acting. Like,
to be honest, we should be getting paid for this episode.
We should. By Disney. Please, sponsor us, please. We beg you. Sponsor straight to series, Disney. I'll be nice about the sequel trilogy if you sponsor us.
What did you say about Gina Carano on that episode?
Nothing.
That she's a lovely person.
She's a wonderful
with a great personality,
human being.
which she does as well.
She does.
But I mean, I still want to lick her biceps.
Yes, he does. And that can... will happily say that to anyone. He'll say it to her face.
I have no problem being the beta.
Yeah, no
in
problem.
that relationship. No problem.
No problem.
Where's your wife? Oh, she's just deadlifting. She deadlifts all the time.
I'm just gonna stay in here and I'm gonna watch some soap operas. Gina's heading out she's going to the gym.
She's going to the gym again.
She's going to the gym
again. She's pounding some protein out of
she
it.
Was there. She had to get up early this morning to go, and now she's going again.
Gina, can you move the fridge for me, please?
Yeah, Gina, there's a mouse in the house. Can you come in and get it?
And I'm just there on the table. Gina. Gina. She can't hear me. She's deadlifting again. She's a noisy deadlifter.
You're just for sure, and you're like,
I'm like,
hard as a rock, waiting for her to get back. You're such the Jerry in that relationship.
Oh, so
all right. Yeah, we love The Mandalorian.
And Disney sponsor.
Disney sponsor us, please. Give us your Disney bucks.
We're your perfect PG content.
We totally are. We fit the brand perfectly.
This should be on Disney Plus. And they need some content.
Hell yeah, they do.
Not that I'm speaking badly.
No,
about
God,
Disney
no.
Plus.
No, we'll be nice about you, Disney, if you just sponsor us.
Yes.
The House of Mouse needs us.
They need us.
Yeah, they really do.
And our beautifully eloquent PG content.
Totally, yeah. We always get our points across in just the best way possible.
The best way possible.
No stumbling, stuttering, or anything.
Don't mention boners.
No mention of it. Let's move on.
Or Gina Carano's back sweat.
We're back to Gina. Okay, now let's move on.
Taking a shot at that. Oh God, that's awful.
And yet I love it. All right, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer, your favorite new television show. Please tell me more.
So Snowpiercer, it's just not good. You managed to watch 3 episodes of it.
I did watch 3 episodes, and I'm very proud of myself.
You should be, because I watched 1 and I hated it.
I'm a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
I watched 3 whole episodes.
So badass.
All those episodes.
Yeah.
I'm a tough guy.
I watched the first episode and it made me very angry because I really didn't like it, and I really liked the original movie. And then I went and I watched the original movie again, and I remembered just how good that movie was, and then I hated the first episode of the show even more.
That's the problem. You're watching the whole episode, and at the same time you want to address the Korean elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That is the original Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
You can't ignore it. It's there looming.
The quality.
Like I was saying to you, I think the concept alone would make this an interesting TV show.
Totally.
Even if it was the exact same product, I think the concept alone of, like, we should just say, just in case anyone who hasn't seen the movie, is about global warming. it's getting too hot, so the government and the scientists, they try to cool down the earth. Instead, they just freeze over the entire earth, and it's about like humanity's last people, I guess, and they're stuck
as far
on
as
this,
they know.
stuck on exactly. That's season 3.
Yeah.
And they're stuck on this train that's perpetually just doing this loop around the world. I don't know where it is, probably most likely America. There's loads of different nationalities on it. And they're like humanity's last people, and they're just on this train.
And basically, as the train was taking off, there was a rebellion, and people rushed the train. And
so
now,
it was obviously the super wealthy people were the ones who had tickets for this train.
They bought their tickets, they were on it, and then a group of people rushed the train and got on, and are now living in the tail section in poverty. So they're tailies, is what they're called.
101 carriages.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, 1,001 carriages. So this is a mega. This train's on steroids.
By the way, it's longer than the train in the movie for some fucking reason as well.
I don't remember them addressing how
they
many
never
carriages.
address how many carriages, but there's no way there's 1,000 carriages.
1,001. I always remember that it's 1,001.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
All right, whatever. But it stars Jennifer Connelly.
How big is this train station?
Yeah.
That's the train station that's 3 kilometers long.
How did they only make it on the end? There's 1,001 carriages. How did they only make it on the tail section? Makes no sense.
Everyone's just in the first 10 carriages. Everyone.
All just piled in there, and then
imagine you're running late and like it's the last door open is the last carriage.
Like, oh fuck! I have a ticket and everything. I gotta live with the tailies.
Yeah, Usain Bolt's the only person getting on. Like she'd have to just sprint for it.
You have to live in the room full of strawberries that they talk about in the TV show.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
The problem is that there's a movie and it's great.
It's amazing.
So this high concept TV show would be great. Well, not even great, but it would just be
better,
interesting if that movie didn't exist. Because then you'd be like, oh, I want to see what's this all about. This is global warming and this huge. But it's supposed to be about social injustices. It's all about what would you call it?
Poverty and class,
social rankings,
system.
Class system.
It's a class war, basically.
It really is. Yeah.
Bong Joon-ho.
Bong
Joon-ho has no involvement with the TV series. He did He just sort of
Bong Joon-ho wrote and directed the movie.
And he just let them use.
And it's an adaptation of a short story, is it?
I think so. Or it's maybe loosely an adaptation of something. I think.
Yeah.
But oh man, like the movie is such graphic novel. Okay. The movie is such a like. It does such a good job of establishing interesting characters and themes and like this crazy world of people who have been through a lot and done a lot of things that they are not proud of, but had to do to survive. Whereas the TV show just wants to be The Walking Dead, where everyone is likable and like... The main character is my biggest problem with it. He's played by Daveed Diggs. He's like the coolest guy ever. And Daveed Diggs is playing him like the coolest guy.
He may be the person that made the earth freeze over.
Yeah,
freeze over because he's so damn cool.
He's just like, every attractive woman wants to sleep with him. He's a really good father figure to this kid.
He's living in pure poverty for how long?
And for 6 years.
For 6 years.
For 6 years, right. They've set this up that they are only 6 years into this train ride, whereas in the movie 17 years, which means you have characters in the movie who have never even known what the world was like before.
You've got like people who were actually born on the train.
Yeah.
And also the problem is like the movie is so good that in my head I'm going, man, I'd love to investigate all these other things.
All these other carriages and everything.
How these class systems are working. Yeah. Because you've got the tailies who are like in immense poverty, like, and they're struggling to eat, but then you go up and up and up, until you get to the first class, and then like the whole thing is you control the engine, control the world.
Yeah.
Or is it like control the engine, control the train?
Yeah.
Control the train,
control
the world. Because to them this is
the entire
only world that exists right now. They're the only people that are living. And so like in the movie it's all about just moving ahead and ahead, carriage by carriage. You're getting a class system that's better than each other, and you're getting more and more rich, I guess,
But, and like,
but like when you watch the movie you go, oh my god, I would love to know more about this carriage and that carriage, and you're like, well, the show's gonna do that. And when it tries to do it, why is it not working for me?
It's just, they're just trying to be too cool. It's like, I don't even get it.
He's got Dre beats and he's supposed to be living in poverty.
Yeah, he's like living in poverty and he's just great at whatever he does, basically.
Where did all the money, like all the shit that's going down in the tail end, it must be going into him. Because he's got the dreaded hair.
Yeah.
Looks great.
He looks great.
Guy's been conditioning it or whatever.
He looks effortlessly good.
Great skin.
Great skin still.
Probably working out. Like
he has a shower at one stage and no dirt or grime falls off him. He's just perfect. He's just like
the dental system down there must be fantastic.
Yeah. Like it's just and it's such a typical TV show, stupid TV show thing to do, where they're like, okay, we have this great movie premise that we're going to base it on. How do we extend it? We're going to make it a crimes procedural where he's, investigating a murder on the train. And it's like, what? It's so stupid.
But did you not think that it would be better if that movie was just, the original movie was a murder mystery?
No, I do not
think
it
would be a cool-ass cop?
Look, listen, in the first... No, it wouldn't.
It would.
I think it would. No,
Murder mystery?
I think you're wrong. I don't think it would. And let me explain why. Everyone who's not on the tail end is a psychopath. The teacher pulls out a gun and starts shooting people willy-nilly at one stage.
Alison Pill,
yeah.
From Goon fame.
Yeah, she looks great in that movie, by the way.
She does. Well, she's super pregnant.
Yeah.
But I know you're super into pregnant women. So
yeah, that's been established. But yeah, I'm super into pregnant women.
Once they're past 7 months, man, fucking go.
Oh yeah, that's golden, baby. Woo! That's that baby month. You know what I'm saying?
No, but Alison Pill.
Yeah.
How good is she? Because
she's so good.
She's so composed, and she's like, "Okay, children, take out your workbook."
She's such like the brainwashed. She's just a brainwashed member of the society, and then it's a psychopath, and
she's just serving up bullet sandwiches. And I just love the contrast.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like everyone above the tail section is like a psychopath for some reason. They've got like executioners who are gutting fish and like just want to murder people, and then cut to this show and the people above it, they're just kind of snooty rich people.
Yeah.
And and
this should be interesting. This should be interesting to see the side of the rich, because we don't see that in the movie.
And one of them's like, you need to get the Swedish people because the way they're spying, they're like drinking and singing songs and everything, and that's not what I go to the spa for and everything. It's like, why are we? Is this meant to be interesting? Like what? I get it. The different races and different cultures have different ideas of what a spa should be, but like this is just a not interesting way. Even when they go into there's a section where like people just go to party and they all have multiple partners and everything, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
This is the groupie section of the train. Well, when you think about the movie is so actually simple. I know it's a high concept.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it's just all it is one forward motion.
Yeah.
And it's just about one uprising. Like that's the entire movie. Like it pretty much starts with them going, right, is it today?
Not the first uprising.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but they only talk about that.
Yeah.
But all we see is one uprising, and it's spanned over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's great. And then you're going, right, this TV show is probably thinking, well, we need to do an uprising over 5 seasons? 6 seasons? So let's just murder mystery. And I even love the idea of a murder on the train. I do like, I know you don't, but I like the idea of, first of all, it's not in the tail end.
Yeah.
So it's not in the impoverished section of the train. It's in like I don't know if it's super wealthy. It's kind of in the middle somewhere, like working class, maybe just above working class. And I like the idea of like, hey, there's a murderer in this cell, pretty much, that way, like, because it's a moving prison. Mm-hmm. But I don't want that to be the driving force of the entire narrative of the show.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I don't know how to approach a movie like that and turning it into a good TV show. It's tricky. It is tricky.
It shouldn't be a TV show.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, So how do you draw out that whole it's one uprising and make it into a TV show? We got to investigate the characters. We got to see how this works and how that works.
Yeah. Also, there's chronal they have in the TV in the movie that they don't address.
It is actually further on, and they kind of talk about it a bit more of where it comes from.
It's waste, isn't it? It's like
not in the show.
Oh.
It's I don't really want to say.
It's a spoiler,
in case someone really likes to watch it.
Well, every twist in the show, at least I saw coming.
It's not satisfying as well.
Every twist even in the first episode, the big reveal I saw coming like a mile away, basically, and makes no sense.
Yeah, I thought it was too obvious, so I went, "Is that the?" No, because that's the first idea I put on the whiteboard.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be the first idea. It's like, this person is whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I do. And then it's just, I just don't like it. And there's no one using the translator things. That's such a cool part of the movie.
That's so clever.
Such a cool part of the movie where it's like this delay in speaking, and people are like, no one wants that in a TV show. That takes too much time.
It takes too much time.
Everyone just speaks English.
Lads, you're trying to get 5 seasons out of this, so don't worry, you got loads of time.
And you know what? When I was thinking about it, at one stage, there's an Asian woman who's like getting sushi to make for Wilfred in the first one, and I'm like, what? Why didn't they just make her be learning English, and then Jennifer Connelly's character has to go, you know what, look, just use the thing, and then she uses it for a bit, and then that would be a nice moment.
Also, I love when they use something like that to put you into the future.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh yeah, this is futuristic.
Yeah.
You know, I love when there's those little small things like that where you go, oh, this doesn't really exist, so we're in the future.
We're in the future.
Because a train 1,001 carriages long, doesn't exist either. So, okay, we're in the future now.
By the way, there's no way that the Snowpiercer one from the movie is that long, because you see that shootout scene, when they're shooting each other from the glass. Such a cool scene, by the way. And you see how long it is. That is not 1,000 carriages long.
That's a great scene.
It is a great scene.
That's a really good scene. And then, actually, even in the movie, though, I do think there's a problem where the guy that he's shooting at... that the main character is shooting at, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is shooting at.
He's shooting at this guy.
Yeah.
He gets way too... It's too fast, and he gets to Chris Evans. It takes like a minute, and then he's there, and I'm like, okay, there was still a fair
bit to go, yeah.
Did you just sprint from there?
Yeah.
Because you're not breathing heavily.
Yeah, that's true. But I also think what I find cool is, the way we were saying that when Snowpiercer came out, Chris Evans had like loads of winter-themed movies as well.
Yes.
It was the Winter Soldier, Snowpiercer, and one more.
Winter Soldier, Snowpiercer,
and there was another one, and you remembered it.
Oh, the Iceman.
The Iceman.
So it wasn't actually a winter-centric movie, but it was about an assassin called
the Iceman.
Called the Iceman.
Yeah, there was a gun. The gun that Chris Evans uses is the Scorpion, and that's the one that the Winter Soldier uses in Winter Soldier as well.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it's all connected.
The Evans verse.
Yeah, the Evans verse.
And this was one of the first movies that he did off the back of the Captain America fame. So this was when Chris Evans, he had done all those films where he's the buff funny guy, like Fantastic Four. He was in The Losers as well.
Yeah.
Another exactly the same thing, buff funny guy. Kind of what Ryan Reynolds did for a long time as well.
Yeah, he was in Not Another Teen Movie as well.
Oh my god, I try to forget that. And then all of a sudden he's Captain America, and he's getting scripts sent to him.
Yeah.
And he got this movie that's so unlike anything he's ever done before.
Yeah.
So I think everyone appreciates it, including me.
He's still an action lead, but man, he's got some depth, and he gets to flex those acting muscles, baby.
Really does. And Jamie Bell
kills it.
He pops off the screen, and he can do a good Irish accent.
He certainly can. It's a shame when he dies in the movie.
Almost as good as Tom Cruise.
By the way, we're going to spoil Snowpiercer
movie.
The movie, not the TV show. Not
it came out in 2013. It's 7 years ago. So if you haven't watched it, it's your fault.
Yeah, when Jamie Bell dies in the movie, it really is upsetting, and the movie loses something.
It really does, because he's the jester. Even though he's still got a seriousness to him, he is the jester, and he's very humorous. Like he's really funny, and he's hitting those beats right on. Like I'm like I love his character.
Now you need him to die to get the emotional beats later. He has to die so that you can learn why Chris Evans has such a strange relationship with him.
And also it just destroys Chris Evans, which gives his character even more of a force. You're like, whoa,
it destroys him.
Someone's got to pay for this.
Yeah, and Tilda Swinton does.
Yes, Tilda Swinton, by the way.
Yeah.
She's doing work. Get her those set of teeth for every movie, and she's doing that English accent.
Yeah, Wilfred knows that kind of northern accent and everything. No one is doing... There is no character as memorable or as fun as any of the characters in the movie. The closest I found is Strong Boy. I quite like Strong Boy.
I like the idea of him, but then 3 episodes in, he's not even in it.
Yeah, I know, because they all get put on all the interesting characters who were part of the rebellion. They're not. We
kind of get to see a light rebellion in the first episode.
Rebellion light, and then naturally the coolest guy in the world comes in and convinces everyone to listen to him.
Hey, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Listen up, here's a story. You swear he's gonna pop into a rap song or some pop song.
He's just
he's way too cool for school.
He's just effortlessly.
What's happening here?
He's effortlessly and for some reason in charge of everything. Yeah. Like for some reason everyone is listening to him now, and I
know, yeah, because he's so goddamn. He's like 15 steps ahead of everyone, no matter what. And I like the idea of him being a detective, but yeah, he's in the tail end. No, I just like the idea of him having this really respectable job.
Oh,
you know, just to show that, like, hey, these people who are now the poor people, you know, these are the bottom class. You know, they're the barnacles of the train in a way. You know, they're actually just real people. Yeah. Like there could be a lawyer back there as well. He's a detective. Like, I mean, they're not just the people that were criminals. They're not all criminals. That's what I'm trying to say. They're real people with real jobs, and some of them have really good jobs.
I guarantee, by the way, at some stage in the show, to try and be like, this is going to be one of those class moments, is one of the people at the front of the train is going to be like, I didn't make all that money on Wall Street just to be treated like shit on this top of this train. And Daveed Diggs' character goes like, well, I'm a detective, so you have to listen to me now. Just not, you know, it's one of that'll be the show way of being groundbreaking when it's just, it's so paint by numbers. Jennifer Connelly is good. She's all right.
She's always pretty damn good in everything she's in.
I really like her.
There's not much to work with.
No.
I should actually talk about the turbulent development of this show.
Yeah, please.
Because
maybe that'll explain why I don't like it that much.
Well, there was a pilot that existed beforehand.
Really?
And there was a lot of effort put into it, and it was directed by Scott Derrickson.
Oh.
Who directed Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And this was I think this was the first work he did after Doctor Strange. So this was a huge get for TNT, which is the network that made the show. Mm-hmm. So
HBO should get this show, by the way. They would do it such justice.
3 letters would make this so much better. They'd be like, hey, you want some money?
Yeah, HBO.
Let's develop the shit out of this. Let's make it good.
Hey. We'll put it on HBO Max.
Oh, yeah. With the Snyder Cut.
With the Snyder Cut. Hell yeah, baby. Yeah, the air cut. Fucking hell.
And Ghostbusters.
Whatever.
Answer the Call cut.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Feed cut.
The Paul Feig, the Feig cut.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The fuck you in the eyes cut.
Yeah, the defeating the purpose of having a new movie cut.
Oh, my God. Dropping bombs.
Bam, baby. I could right be Daveed Diggs in Snowpiercer.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm so cool. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. The turbulent Scott Derrickson pilot.
So he made Scott Derrickson, the guy who made Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like, Doctor Strange was a huge hit, by the way. It made over 600 million. Mm-hmm. And then he's making a pilot. You're like, whoa, this is pretty big for the network.
Yeah.
He comes in and he shoots what he called a feature-length pilot. So I don't know if it was like an hour and a half, an hour 20. TV standards, maybe that's an hour and 20.
And he said it was like the best work he's ever done, right?
So he made that, and then the showrunner who also wrote that episode left the project, or I think TNT was like, off you go.
Creative differences,
to use a Disney term. Love you, Disney.
Sponsor us, baby.
Yeah. Gotta get those Disney dollars.
Hell yeah, baby.
They sure have enough to make it rain on this podcast.
I want a trip to Star Wars land, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Send me there.
Yeah. I want to be there with Dave Filoni.
Yeah, me and Dave. Oh.
Me and Dave.
Me and Dave.
Sounds like a sitcom right there. Me and Dave.
Meet Dave. That was a movie. Remember that?
It was a movie.
With
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy,
Is Ed Helms in that?
Oh, maybe.
Is he one of the worker bees or whatever?
Yeah, he's piloted by a smaller Eddie Murphy, right? That's the whole plot of that movie?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway.
Scott Derrickson.
He directed this pilot. Yeah. Then TNT fired the showrunner because of creative differences. And they got a new showrunner in who did massive rewrites, just completely overhaul, like a page 1 rewrite. And they wanted to get Scott Derrickson to come back in to do reshoots. Mm-hmm. Now, they wanted him to reshoot the entire episode. I don't even know why they called it reshoots. And Scott Derrickson actually put out like an official comment or statement saying, I refuse to come back to do extreme reshoots. And that the script that he read was one of the finest scripts he's ever read. And the work that he'd done on the show could be his best work to date. So there's no way he's coming back to just taint that product, you know?
Yeah. So they redid the whole thing.
So they got someone else to come in and redo the whole thing. So it could have been a great episode. Just the way he made that comment or made that statement, I'm like, how good was this? Like, why would he not come back?
And he was a horror movie director as well. So if you want someone to capture the Snowpiercer vibe, like a horror movie director would be more in line.
Yeah. So that makes me super intrigued to know. Release the Scott Derrickson cut.
Hell yeah, baby.
Release the Scott Derrickson cut.
Release the Derrickson cut, baby.
It was said that I think 90% of what they used was not his. And the main stuff they used was just the digital effects shots because, of course, TNT was like, well, we spent money on those.
We're not doing them again, baby.
Those exterior CGI shots of the train, so we're not going to make them again.
Man. And the TV series is just shit. I might even hate watch the next 2 episodes just to really piss myself off. I think you're being really harsh because, and like, by the way, I'm not going, you should watch this. Yeah. I'm just saying it's got this handicap and it's called the movie, the Snowpiercer movie. It's so good that it makes this show, there's too much pressure on the show already, and then it's just not that good. I think it's adequate. Like, I think it's okay watching. I don't think it's a shit show compared to, say, like Space Force that just has nothing going for it and it's completely original concept. Garbage.
But at the same time, you're like, come on, this movie gave you so much to work from. Like, it gave you such a great version of it. Yeah. Like, now go to work. So I really want to see what Scott Derrickson did.
Well, the fact that the TV show that it has to tease the cool bits of Snowpiercer to you, like in the end of the first episode, slight spoilers for the show, they're like, we're going to freeze someone's arm in the next episode. That happens in like it's like, oh man, we're gonna see that thing we already saw in the movie but different in the next episode, and it's like, why do I get excited about that? If I want to see that, I'll just watch the movie.
And the only reason you would be excited is because you knew it was great in the movie.
Yeah, you knew it was cool in the movie, so you're like, I want to see it again. Anyway,
so I don't think, for me, I don't think it's awful television if the film didn't exist, but sadly the filming, it's great that the film exists.
Unfortunately,
sadly the TV series exists.
Unfortunately, this amazing movie by this great director exists, which was much better than the TV series. Maybe I'll watch the other 2. Maybe I'll change my opinion on it, or maybe I'm just gonna stay bitter.
You're gonna remain cold.
Remain cold. Yes, like the train.
Like the earth. Right. Moving on to Tenet.
Let's restart that timer and let's get going. So this is the Saviour of cinema and coming by none other than Christopher Nolan.
Saviour of cinema? We don't know.
It's set for a July 17th release date.
Which is close.
Yes, and Christopher Nolan ain't budging.
And there's this little thing called the Budweiser virus that has put the whole cinema fucking
universe on hold.
So we don't know what's going to happen here. And Christopher Nolan is a badass motherfucker who's like, no, it's been released on July 17th. You're putting out my
movie when I say you're putting out my movie.
He's got that director big dick energy like Tarantino. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to re-edit Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for China. Yeah. Bruce Lee is a dick in my movie.
Yeah, and that's the end of it.
Yeah. You're going to lose money.
Whatever. I don't care.
But I'm Tarantino. And Christopher Nolan is the exact same. Yeah. Christopher Nolan, right? This is how much big dick director energy I think he has. Surely he is involved in the making of the trailer.
For sure.
You know the way we know that other directors don't have a say in that?
They send it out to different studios and studios direct it.
Universal's like, we handle the marketing. Yeah. Quiet down there, bitch.
No.
Not Christopher Nolan.
No, he's like, you're not giving away shit in my trailer.
I just imagine him looming over the editor. He's like, okay, Christopher.
Cut that.
I mean, Mr. Nolan.
No, what they do is they send parts of the movie to them to be cut down into a trailer, and he just sends them a trailer. He's like, here's the trailer. It's done. Okay,
I made it.
Don't edit this in any way, shape, or form.
Because we know that, like, Rian Johnson is a great example where Knives Out, his last movie, which is a great movie, by the way, he said to his fans, or just to people in general, like cinema goers, don't watch the second trailer.
Gives away too much.
Yeah, it gives away way too much. It's a whole murder mystery.
Yeah. So don't watch the second trailer.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, just like
and just as good.
Just as good. Yeah, exactly. So if Rian Johnson did the Snowpiercer TV show, it turns out it wouldn't have been on a train. Train would have been not have been moving the whole time.
Oh my god, there would be so much misdirection. Yeah. It's actually too hot outside.
They're on the volume soundstage, and that's what they've been going by this whole time.
Oh, it's been a mindfuck. They're in the Matrix.
Yeah, they're in the Matrix.
Oh my
baby.
god, it's the machines.
Man, wouldn't that have made a good show? But
so yeah, Tenet,
yeah, and I mean Christopher Nolan is a cinema fan. He shot in 70mm on IMAX. He wants people to see it in the cinema.
Costs more,
but he does it that way because he likes it and because his movies deserve it. Honestly,
they do. This guy is so consistent.
Yeah, he really is.
I think Interstellar is the only film that it just didn't agree with me.
Yeah.
Just like Chinese food, it just didn't agree with me.
Really? Yeah,
Chinese food is pretty good. I was just trying to think of something.
Indian food, maybe?
I love Indian food.
Yeah, me too as well.
It doesn't agree with my asshole, but I do enjoy it.
My asshole does not handle that well.
Yeah.
It depends on how spicy we go. Anyway, what were we talking about? Christopher Nolan?
I think Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. But yeah, Tenet is his new movie. Watch either of the trailers, you won't understand what's happening.
I tried.
I really tried. Every time I think I get it, it shows another bit, and then I'm like,
here's another scene to debunk what you just taught.
It's like, oh man, I'm so confused. All the premise of the movie is a secret agent is tasked with preventing World War III.
Doesn't even mention time.
Yeah.
I thought it was a time heist. I thought that was the original premise of the movie, like that little log line, but I could be wrong. Either way, our new Batman, Robert Pattinson, has came out and said, I thought towards the end of the movie, I thought my character was doing this.
Yeah.
And then Chrissy Boy came in and said, no, it's actually completely different. It's actually 180 degrees. It's completely different.
Exactly the opposite.
He's one of the leads in this. I think he's like the second on the call sheet.
I think so. Because John David Washington, is that his name? Yeah, John David Washington is the main lead.
The Black Klansman lead.
Yeah.
I love him because of that movie.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's so good.
Denzel Washington's son.
Is it?
Did you not know that? John David Washington is Denzel's son.
What big shoes to fill.
I know.
Oh my God.
And he fills them well.
So far.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
Oh, you'd be such a proud dad.
Yeah, you would. Ha ha! My boy! Ha ha! Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, Robert Pattinson didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah.
He said it. He's like, he said that him and John David Washington would have conversations and they'd be wrong.
Yeah.
They'd be like, right, so it's going this way, right? It's going left here, right? And like,
no, it's going right.
It's actually going right here.
It's actually going up.
Are you even paying attention?
Yeah. You know what? When people came up to Christopher Nolan with questions, he was probably so understanding. He's like, no, look, it's fine. You're not going to understand this movie.
And I'm not going to answer any questions anyway.
I'll answer them, but if you don't understand my answer, tough titties. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He answers with another question. That's why I think Nolan does it.
Yeah, exactly.
He just deflects. Christopher Nolan is so... What I love about him is he's so old school when it comes to mystery.
Yeah.
And J.J. Abrams does a similar thing, except...
The mystery box.
The problem is, with J.J. Abrams, he's been so deep in Disney at the moment. Like, Star Wars, you kind of can't be mysterious.
No.
Disney's the company that goes, oh no, we're marketing it this way, and dance, monkey boy, dance.
You're going to make it how we want you to make it.
Well, remember when he made Super 8?
Yeah.
And no one knew what was going on there. I love that. And I love that Christopher Nolan still respects the cinema goer to the point where, for your own good, I'm going to retract.
Yeah.
Or what's it when Redact.
Redact, yeah.
He redacts his trailers.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that about him. And I know it's frustrating. Mm-hmm. And I know you're a spoiler man. You're like, oh, there's a script leak?
Yeah.
Let me read the entire thing and ruin the movie for me.
Hell yeah, baby.
You just can't help yourself.
No, I'm just addicted to it.
It's that fanboy sickness, isn't it?
It is. It's a sickness. I want it out of my body.
Yeah, like I need to read it.
Yeah.
My friend is the same. Like he read the whole movie of The Dark Knight before we went to see it. Like he read all about it online. And I was like, why are you going to see it then?
If I had known about that, I would have read it.
I know you would have.
Yeah, but thankfully I didn't know about that at the time.
Christopher Nolan is doing you a favor.
He is.
And I like that. I like that he does that.
Yeah. And I like that I'm probably not going to understand this movie the first time I watch it. And that's okay.
I get a little self-conscious.
Yeah.
When I go into a Christopher Nolan movie, when I was going into Interstellar after going, like all I've had is the trailers.
You sit there.
To work off.
You put your popcorn on your lap and you're like, I'm in. I'm focused.
This is what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
I'm too deep in my own head. I'm going, please God, don't make me the guy who's walking out of the cinema scratching my head while everyone else is like, whoa!
Yeah.
It was so interesting and it was so obvious once it was explained. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Am I the only one who didn't get it?
But as the film podcast person, like if I went to see it with anyone, someone's going to turn to me and be like, well, what if they don't understand something? They're going to ask me, so I need to know what's happening. I need to understand it.
My ego will be destroyed if I can't explain something to them. I want to be the guy who's like, you didn't get it?
You didn't get it?
Let me explain to you. Listen up, buddy. Sit down there.
Sit down, I'm going to explain it to
little
you.
buddy there. He's like way taller than me. I'm like, little buddy, you sit down there.
Whatever gives you the big dick energy, you know what I'm saying?
And then I have no idea because it's Tenet.
Yeah, it's Tenet. Yeah, this may be. It's funny, you watch these trailers and you're like, this might be the movie that's too Nolan for everyone. And then you watch it and you're like, oh man, the film was amazing. I loved it.
Interstellar was kind of that movie.
Yeah.
That it kind of broke me a bit. It's just towards the end I was like, I don't love this.
Yeah.
It's the only Christopher Nolan movie that I was like, I don't love that movie.
Too Nolan for Nolan.
It was too Nolan for Nolan. It was too Nolan for me because obviously it's a diverse reaction to that movie. Some people hate it and some people love it.
Love it. Yeah.
I wanted to love it, and by the way, I was so biased going in there because it's Christopher Nolan, and I'm the same with Tenet. Even though I didn't love Interstellar, I'm so like, I'm gonna love this movie.
I'm gonna love this movie, baby. I'm gonna love it like Gina Carano.
Gina Carano. I can't love anything like I love Gina Carano.
No.
But still.
Yeah, we're both very excited for this movie, and I mean, Christopher Nolan is holding fast. He's not going to release that release date, so
yeah, he does. He is going ahead with July 17th, and it scares me. There's rumors now that there's rumblings in Warner Brothers that they might have to reschedule it, and
it's literally
kind of think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I want it, like I totally want it.
Yeah.
But I don't want a Christopher Nolan film to fail financially.
Yeah,
you know,
neither.
Especially if it's a critical masterpiece. They're like, oh my god, he outdone himself.
I feel like
it's even more complicated than Interstellar.
And we love it. I feel like there's a button in his office and it's like push the release date, and someone's gonna come in and they're gonna hold his head down and hold his arm like this, you know. He's like, no, don't do it. And then they slam his hand on the button.
Or they try to do it. Tarantino comes in.
He's holding him like this, and he's like, ugh.
And look, Tarantino, there's some cocaine over there. And
he dives on it.
He runs over.
Yeah.
Now, I think there's reasons why Warner Brothers they're obviously considering pushing it. I'm sure they want to push it, but they don't want to anger Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Because he's Christopher Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
They want to stay in the Christopher Nolan business.
Yeah.
But this movie cost $205 million to make.
Holy shit.
Now, this is the most expensive original movie Christopher Nolan has ever made. And to put that even into more digestible context, it's the most expensive non-Batman film Christopher Nolan has ever made.
Okay, which is very expensive. Considering he made a war film as well.
Yeah, what original film gets a $205 million budget?
Chris Nolan original film, that's what.
And none other. There's no other movie that's getting a $205 million. I love that it's 205, by the way. Like, what was that extra 5? That was like his coffee budget or something like that. It's so specific. Like,
that was to keep the color palette all grey and blue and everything.
The $5 million went to secrecy.
Yeah.
That's the secrecy budget.
To
imagine
kill
that's
people.
In.
Yeah.
There's the secrecy budget.
Everyone, there's no scripts left lying around like John Boyega and Chris Nolan.
John Boyega would be shot in the head.
Yeah,
he actually would be shot in the head.
Yeah, because he's no one's leaving scripts anywhere. He's fucking.
He moved house. He
moved house and he left it
under his bed.
under the bed in the apartment he was at previously.
Oh my god,
so
Boyega,
funny.
I love it.
Yeah, but what was I going to say?
The secrecy.
Oh damn.
205 million though.
Okay, 205 million. Yeah,
for an original movie. This is huge. And then I read estimates that the Observer was saying, the magazine, the Observer was saying that the film most likely has to make 450 to 500 million to break even.
So it won't make that with the virus going around.
Well,
or sorry, the Budweiser virus. Bleep that out.
Redact.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out. You wouldn't bleep out Madonna's pussy, but you can bleep that out.
Which was more detrimental to your health?
Madonna's pussy. Easily, yeah.
Oh, sour puss.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it always reverts back to Madonna's pussy.
I'm going to keep bringing it up every episode now. We're not going to bleep it once. We're not going to bleep it anymore.
Well past the sell-by date.
Well past the sell-by date.
Madonna's pussy.
Funky cheese or?
Oh my god!
No, never mind.
That blue waffle bun.
Oh, Madonna.
I don't want to even say it.
Yeah, so
Her mud flaps.
mud flaps, yeah, and skid marks. The two Transformers from Fallen Order.
Skid marks.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it sounds like the worst porno ever.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do this. Let's do a fun thing anyway, because this movie's right around the corner. Apparently,
Right around the corner, and
make some.
will it come out?
Make some plot predictions.
Okay. Well, first of all, I can see into the future, and I will not understand this the first time. And
Okay.
someone's going to educate me, and I'm going to have to watch a YouTube video.
Yeah.
On what this movie is really about.
I agree.
I have no idea. I don't have any idea. Like, it's
Okay.
almost like, is it isolated time traveling?
I think. So this is my prediction, right?
The fact that you didn't say yes makes me worry.
I actually agree with you. No, I think it's a time loop, basically, and John David Washington is killed because they say you've already proven you'd given your life for your country at some point. So I think he's killed.
Someone's been listening.
I think he's killed at some early on in the film, and basically he thinks he's alive again, but actually he's a part of a time loop, and so to make sure that World War III doesn't happen, he has to make sure that he dies himself. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, and that sounds like that could definitely happen, but at the same time,
It's almost too simple.
there's more stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's layers. There's always layers.
There's
this
always
is like
layers.
an onion.
Yeah, totally.
And it's going to make you cry.
And I think Robert Pattinson may be
Batman.
villain. Yes, well, he is a
Yeah,
Batman.
I got that. I got the
Yeah.
villain energy off him too. I did. Yeah.
When he was like,
Or is he the villain up to the end, and then we find out?
or does he think he's doing something villain? Does he
Villainous?
think he's doing something villainous when actually he's doing something heroic? I don't know.
I don't know. We need to get Christopher Nolan in here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, do you
Peel
think
back that onion.
do you think he'd come on our episode?
Oh, defo. He's not busy.
No,
He's not busy.
he couldn't be busy.
He's not
I mean,
busy.
what's he doing now other than shooting?
He's outside Warner Brothers
Yeah.
right now, intimidating him. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere, baby.
I'm not going anywhere.
He's just shooting people who've seen the movie.
And
Just
they're
make-
like, wear a mask. I'm not wearing a mask.
I'm not wearing a mask.
I'm not going
I don't
anywhere.
need a mask. I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I'm so afraid that this movie's not going to come out. And then there's a part of me that doesn't want it to come out and
Yeah.
fail. I actually read that NATO, NATO, but it's
Yeah.
not the NATO that you know. It's like the North American Theater Association.
Okay.
They said that 90%, they estimate that the 90% of cinemas worldwide will be open by the time this movie comes out. Now, that is so optimistic.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculously optimistic that I think that person's on heroin, maybe.
I was kind of thinking a lot of cinemas would be closed permanently after this virus, don't you think?
That's where I was actually going to make this point that is that 90% of the cinemas that survived
this
the
virus?
Budweiser virus.
Yeah, because there's no way that every cinema survived the Budweiser virus. Not by a
No way.
long shot.
No, not by a long shot.
I know some local cinemas near me that were struggling before, and there's
Yeah.
no way they're still open after this.
It's going to be like a fifth or less or something. now.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's going to be the return of drive-thrus.
Yeah.
Just people with big projector screens.
Then think of all the restrictions.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have your capacity cut in half. Now, I did think further into this. I was getting way too deep into my own head, but I was going, all right, so cinema screens are going to be halved in capacity, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd assume there's going to be at least one free seat between everybody. At least one, maybe
Yeah.
more. But let's just say it's just one. So it's 50% of who'd usually be, the capacity be cut in half.
Yeah.
But there's no other movies out, so the other screens could also screen it.
Yeah.
So maybe it makes up the slack that way.
But-
But what about the people who are too scared to come out anyway? Even if that 90%, which is so untrue, by the way, not 90% of cinemas that survived
Yeah.
this financial crash as well as everything else. Like, so will we say 75%? That still seems
That
optimistic
seems
to me.
60%. I'd be surprised if 60%, I think.
Okay,
Over 50%.
let's just say 60, right?
Yeah, because people like money, number one,
Yeah.
and not all of them will have survived. So 60%, I feel.
60% of the cinemas.
Yeah.
Okay, reopen. Mm-hmm. And then you telling me all the usual cinema goers are going to be okay with going, even with restrictions.
Yeah.
Like maybe face masks.
Yeah.
And I read that one of the big, I don't know, I think it's like Cinemark or something like that in
Yeah.
America. One of the big cinema chains said they're not going to make it, you don't have to wear a mask, it's optional. So they're not gonna force you to wear a mask, which I think for certain people, I know there's like real liberal people out there goes, yeah, too right, you do not tell me what to do. But then there's going to be the other people going, well, I'm not going to go there if people are going to be there without masks.
Don't have to wear a mask, yeah.
So it has to make 450 to 500 million to break even.
And everything around it has been crippled, basically, in every shape or form. So
I think it'd be doing well to make 500 million.
Yeah. That would be considered a box office victory in the biggest form.
So
put it this way, if it comes out and whatever amount of money it makes, you will see analytics later comparing what it would make regularly, you know, and then they'll be like, well, actually Tenet only made 350, but if you look at what the analytics would have been, that's tracking to be $1 billion. So actually it's Christopher Nolan's most successful film or something like that, you know.
And then I wonder, could you just slightly push it?
Yeah.
Like, could you push it to August? Like, you know Christopher Nolan just wants to be the savior of cinema.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, Christopher Nolan, savior of cinema. That sounds great.
That sounds great.
That sounds great. And they're like, no, but look at the figures. Like,
yeah.
I can already see it. I can see the tabloids. Yeah. I can see the headlines.
Salt and pepper outside of his house going, push it.
So, yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's too much of a financial risk and they'll pull it, but
who knows?
Right. The characters in the film would know because they've seen the future
or they shoot a gun but the bullet goes back in, it takes it out of the wall.
And then she goes, you're catching the bullet.
And I'm like, you go, what? I don't understand. And is this wanted?
And then I was like, you know, when you think, oh, they're just doing little time traveling things, and then that scene is there, you go, no, it's not. Like, what's going on? Does the object itself, is that the thing that's doing time travel? I don't understand.
Are these people moving into the past? Are they pushed into the present and are slowly moving into the past, which is why the bullets are there and they're catching the bullets now? What is it?
Do you think there's a Tenet Bible? That explains everything.
For sure.
There has to be.
It's called Chris Nolan's head, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Tenet Bible. There's no way he wrote that down completely. He did. There's no way there's a script lying around for Tenet anywhere. It's locked up in a safe.
I think he could be the guy though that like writes down all his rules.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's what I mean by the Bible. I mean, like, does he have the Tenet Bible where you're like, well, what works and what's the logic of this movie and how does that work? What's the science behind it? The fictional science behind this and that? I don't know. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. Yeah. So I'm not supposed to know.
Either way, we're excited.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to Hunk and Skunk and then we'll wrap it up because this episode, we started the timer late, so this episode might be 2 hours long.
No, it's not. It's around an hour 20, an hour 30.
Hour 20, 30, 40, whatever.
No.
So Hunk of the week we've decided to give to Gina Carano.
The bicep girl herself.
Yeah, Gina Carano, baby.
Hell yes.
Not because she's in anything recently, just because she's in The Mandalorian, and after watching it again, she's fucking great.
And she's back in season 2, and there's a delightful picture of her that she posted to her social media, whatever account. And
truly delightful.
Truly delightful indeed.
And Skunk, we're going to give to David Diggs on Snowpiercer, because you are being too cool that you have become uncool.
Yeah, you've gone full circle.
You've gone full circle. Like the train loops the world, you have become Andre Layton. That's his character's name.
Yeah. Andre. What a cool name.
Yeah.
Actually, the whole thing.
Yeah, you're too cool and therefore not cool.
And also the description on Wikipedia is a quiet tinker. He's not quiet at all.
He isn't. He's involved in everything.
Yeah.
But he's the character who's like, I don't want to be involved. And then someone says something wrong. He's like, well, actually this.
And then at the end of the scene, he's like, you're just being served, bitch.
Yeah, basically.
And he doesn't say that, but he does say that.
He does say that. He's serving everyone. Oh, my. So they give read Jennifer Connelly's the last sentence. For God's sake. For God's sake.
Don't watch it then.
No, yeah.
Watch the movie. If you haven't seen
the movie.
Just watch the movie.
Watch the movie.
It's so good.
Yeah.
2 hours long. Chris Evans.
Could you scroll down? I just want to see all the other actors. What's his name? Stephen Ogg, right? Stephen Ogg is in this, and he's a great actor. He is playing. He's the cool, like, he's the bearded balding guy who's the like resistance leader. He's actually pretty good in the show, I think. He's Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, brilliant.
That's the coolest thing I got out of that, is that Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5 is in this. He's also a cool mercenary guy in Better Call Saul.
I just like you're linking it to better things.
Yeah,
you know,
that's exactly what I do. I link it to something I like. Daveed Diggs is great in Hamilton. He was one of the original cast members in Hamilton.
No way.
Yeah. So he's
Was he not a cool ass motherfucker, Hamilton, no?
I can't remember the character he played, but he's very good in that. Not very good in the show.
Do you think as well, have you noticed Jennifer Connelly is like the anchor actor?
Yeah.
All these, because it's like the golden age of television, or whether we've moved past it or not, this is definitely not a part of it.
No, definitely
But
not.
it seems like all these shows have the staple actor.
Yeah,
and
the
Jennifer
one.
Connelly, you're like, whoa, Jennifer Connelly's in this?
Who else is in it?
Wow.
Well, Daveed Diggs, he's kind of famous, you know, and then there's other characters in it, you know.
That person that you might have seen. Maybe?
Yeah, you've seen him around the place and
no,
everything.
they're not an extra in that. That's a cameo, actually.
Yeah. Oh, the old guy from Breaking Bad is in it. The Don Hector. He's in the first episode.
He is in it. Yeah.
And even he can't stay in the show. He hangs himself. First episode. Spoiler.
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, even he can't stay in the show.
Yeah. It's rough. It's a rough watch.
Yeah, it is a rough watch. I love that we went to... There was something we liked at the beginning, which was Mandalorian, Snowpiercer. Then we had something we really liked at the end, which is Tenet. And now we've gone back to something we hate. Because we always have to end on something we don't like.
On a bad note.
Vin Diesel's fat.
Oh, there he is. There he is, Vinny. You keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, you do.
You don't mind him. Don't be a bully.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't bully you.
Don't cyberbully him.
As a fat man myself, I have many pictures that are like that picture of you on the balcony. Don't even trip, homie.
You're as cool as that guy in the
Hell
train.
yeah, I am, baby. Don't even trip, bro.
Andre Layton, bitch.
Anyway. That's Straight to Series, episode 45.
Yeah, thank you for listening, and we will catch you next week. We don't even know what we're going to do next week.
Yeah.
But there's a few movies coming out. Oh, there's that one.
Scoob!
No, that's already out. King of Staten Island.
Oh, cool. I'm going to watch that.
That drops the 12th of June, which is next Friday.
Speaking of Billy Burr, he's in that. Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind reviewing that.
Yeah.
The Five Bloods is coming out.
Da Five Bloods, baby.
Da Five Bloods.
The new Spike Lee,
We're getting the Spike Lee Netflix movie.
Hell yeah.
How sweet is that?
That's so cool. I'm going to watch Do the Right Thing as well, because I saw, is it on Netflix at the moment? Or is it on Amazon Prime?
I don't know.
Do the Right Thing is on some streaming service that
like
I own.
That's big movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
that made?
that's his original one. So I'm going to watch that. Not his original one, but like...
The one that made him a thing.
It's like when people say Quentin Tarantino, you know, like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. People say Spike Lee, Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing, yeah.
Yeah. So...
is it not Old Boy?
No, it's not Old Boy.
That's what we were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
Release the Spike Lee cut of Old Boy.
Yeah, actually, there's a cut I actually want to see.
Air cut. Back of the line.
Back of the line. Spike Lee cut, yes.
Yes,
totally.
Of Old Boy. And then it's just trash. We're like, oh shit.
Oh no. Well, there is
someone should put that Spike Lee joint out.
Yeah. Listen.
So bad.
If you want to watch a good cut of Old Boy, watch the original.
Hey, just like
Snowpiercer. Oh, it all comes back together.
You know what? Old Boy would make a great TV series.
Oh God. And we're going to make it about a love story.
No, murder mystery.
Oh shit.
It kind of already is a murder mystery. Either way, let's get Joshy Boy back. Mr. Brolin himself.
So he can have sex with Scarlet Witch again. Yeah, that's a good scene.
Hey, I'd subscribe to that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And on that note, goodbye.
Vin Diesel's fat.